Derico nwamama. At just 22, he was already a legend of terror, a feared armed robber who had allegedly killed over 100 people, including police officers. He didn't just rob banks, he left bodies behind. People said that bullets could not touch him. They said he was a spirit, that he vanished after every killing. The police tried and they failed. So who finally stopped him? The Bakassi boys. And how they did it will leave your jaw on the floor. Let's get into the story. Before Derico became the face of fear in Anambra State, he was just a street boy in Onitsha. Pickpocket, petty thief, nothing extraordinary. But somewhere along the way, he graduated from all this petty stuff. He became a full-blown armed robber. By the time he was 21, Derico had formed his own gang. They were young, they were armed, completely ruthless, fearless. Banks they robbed, markets they stormed, highways they turned into slaughterhouses. He didn't just steal, he made it a point to leave bodies behind him. Fear was part of his brand. One of the worst attacks that he's known for happened in December of 2000. A 59-seater bus was ambushed at Upper Eweka in Onitsha. Derico and his boys robbed everyone on board, and then they killed almost the entire bus. Only 4 people survived out of 59. Just imagine. People left their homes that morning and they never came back. That's the level of evil we're talking about when we talk about Derico. At his peak, Derico was blamed for unaliving over 100 people, including about 25 police officers. That's not even gist. That's the official word on the streets and in police reports as well. They said he once attacked an entire police station just to steal more weapons. He even taunted law enforcement, telling them that they couldn't touch him. Try, you can't touch me. And somehow, truly they couldn't. Because Derico moved like a ghost, he had hideouts all over the place. Umuleri, Agbo, Asaba, even Abuja. He would go quiet for weeks, then suddenly he would reappear in Anambra, rob a bank, drop bodies, vanish again. People genuinely believed that he was using jazz, as in juju. They said bullets bounced off his skin. People believed that no human could kill this boy. Some called him spirit, ghost. And Derico didn't just terrorize strangers, he betrayed his own people. His early partner in crime, another notorious robber named Chiejina. They were once allies, they ran operations together, until Derico got greedy. One argument, one power tussle, Derico shot him dead, just like that. No loyalty. With Chiejina out of the way, Derico became the undisputed king of Anambra underworld. The police were helpless, traders lived in fear, bus drivers started avoiding Onitsha altogether. Residents wouldn't even mention his name at night. That's how bad it got, the fear was palpable. By early 2001, the Anambra State Police launched Operation Derico. Their goal, catch him dead or alive. After weeks of raids, failed attempts, it became clear they couldn't touch this boy. He was outgunning, outsmarting, and seriously, he was embarrassing them. At this point, the governor of Anambra was under pressure. People were calling him weak, the streets were crying for justice. So he made a move that changed everything. He called the Bakassi boys. Now, if you don't know the Bakassi boys, they were not your regular vigilantes. These guys started out in Abia State. They were traders who got tired of being robbed and they formed a deadly security group armed with machetes, Dane guns and their own juju. They had a reputation for catching criminals and executing them publicly. No trial, no mercy. By mid-2001, they had been legalized in Anambra under the Anambra State Vigilante Services. And once they had the green light, the hunt for Derico began. The turning point came at around July 3rd, 2001. Word reached the Bakassi boys that Derico was on his way back into Anambra. He was traveling from Abo, Delta State in a public bus, probably thinking that he would just blend in and, keep his head down. But they were ready. As the bus crossed into Onitsha at the bridgehead, the Bakassi boys moved in. No bullets, no struggles. They just stormed the vehicle, dragged him out, just like that. The most feared criminal in the east had been caught. News spread fast. Onitsha went wild. People left their shops. They ran into the streets, shouting, dancing. They were cheering. Derico, the spirit, was finally in chains. Then it gets more insane. The police were a bit embarrassed, that the Bakassi boys had gotten Derico and they couldn't. So they asked the Bakassi boys to hand Derico over to them, due process, legal trial, all of that. Bakassi boys were like, no. They told the police straight up, we'll handle it our own way. And 6 days later, on July 9th, they did exactly that. That morning, the Bakassi boys entered Onitsha in full force, convoy, chants, machetes, and the city followed them like a procession. They took Derico straight to Ochanja Market Junction, one of the busiest spots in town, where everybody could see. Everyone gathered. You could feel the tension in the air. They brought him out of the car. He was barely recognizable. He was weak, bloodied, covered in cuts. He could barely stand. Then they handed him a microphone, and this boy started begging. He said, "My name is Odi, alias Derico, alias nwamama. Please don't kill me. I don't like evil. I've changed." The crowd was not buying it. They were chanting. They wanted him dead. He admitted to killing Chiejina. Then he dropped a bomb. He claimed he had big men backing him. He named a National Assembly member, a state legislator, a local government chairman. He said that they gave him protection. But before he could even name more people or say more, Bakassi boys cut him off. In front of the massive crowd with no trial, no court, no second chances, one of the Bakassi boys raised a machete high, swung it down, and they beheaded Derico in one swing. People screamed, not in fear, in celebration. Then they went further. They chopped up his body into pieces, poured fuel on it, and they burnt the remains right there in the street. The same way he turned Upper Eweka into a slaughterhouse, that's how they ended him. Public jungle justice, no apologies. The police later tried to arrest Bakassi boys for the killing, but people protested. They said, "These men gave us back our lives. You can't touch them." And under pressure, the governor had the vigilantes released. Now, what Derico did was horrific. You can't deny that. But what happened to him? What do you think? Was that justice, or was that another crime? Because that execution sparked a bigger conversation about vigilantes, about jungle justice. How far is too far when the system fails, you know? And while the Bakassi boys were celebrated, they were also criticized heavily. Human rights groups accused them of torture, false accusations, political killings, and eventually the federal government stepped in. By the mid-2000s, the Bakassi boys were disbanded or forced on the ground. But even today, people in Onitsha remember. How can you forget Derico the spirit? And also they remember the Bakassi blade that stopped him. Thanks for watching. Please follow for more stories.